and I'm as juiced up as I've ever been to be able to come out and compete in training camp and not, not only knock the rust off, but be better at what I was doing, the year prior. And I think I'm moving faster. I think I'm moving I'm as strong. I'm a little lighter than I was the year before. I think 320 was a little bit excessive. Getting back up that way. I think that's camp. Yeah, I think that's part of. I think that's part of the reason why my knee was as bad as it was, is because I was loading so much weight on my back to squat and all that kind of stuff. And so you learn that there's this balance between, the Goldilocks zone, right? You got to do, make it just right. And that's what I've been able to figure out and do this time of the year, and try and peak right at this time. And so it's still going to be a grind. I'm still going to feel pain in camp. I know I'm going to have days where I don't feel that good. I know I'm going to have days where I feel better. But fortunately, we have a great staff at the 49ers with, director of player performance, Ben Peterson, and Dustin Perry, our head strength coach, and our head trainers, Dustin Little and Ryan Donahue, Manny Rivera, all these people that put this plan in place to be able to get you to peak, not only now, but when the time comes in week 1 against Chicago. So it's a slow ramp up, I think, and just to get my legs back underneath me to play some ball again and feel the load of people running into you, driving people off the ball, and trying to, and being able to be the best athlete that I can be. And so I'm excited for this opportunity. And, and that's what it is. It's an opportunity, right? It's an opportunity to come back from one of the lowest points of I wouldn't say it's the lowest point of my life, right?
This is really difficult.
It's part of my job,
through
right?
An injury like
I've accepted that fate that football will bring you. It hurts you, but it's at the same time, it's an opportunity to come back from a low point in my career. When like you said, you feel like you're starting to go this way and starting to really find yourself, and now you got to reinvent yourself just one more time. And I think it'll always be that battle, no matter how long I play. And that's what's exciting for me.
Absolutely. But it does sound like the rehab process since November has been trending in the right direction. You said you're going to be ready for training camp, right? What does that look like? Is it a day one ready to rock 100%? Is it a slow ramp up? Kind of what is your process for getting ready to get the pads back on and get back into the action so you can keep taking those steps forward?
So the plan it's always kind of evolving, right? So these last 2 weeks has kind of been a testing period for me. I've included a lot more football into my training rather than, taking off that sprint thing that everybody's seen our off seasons, going on. So you start doing less about your athleticism and more about how you still do that stuff, but you do a little bit less of it and start throwing football more into the pot. And so the way that your knee responds to that and how you can recover, can you go harder the next day? Those are all the things we're still figuring out. And I've been trending in the right direction. So, yeah, I don't know if it'll be like 100% every rep I'm taking first couple weeks, but I'm going to be 100%. I'm going to go 100%. Whether or not I take all the team reps, I'm not sure. That's not up to me. Fortunately, there's a lot smarter people than me making plans for us. And that's where Kyle and our staff is so cool, is that they're not just old school jughead football coaches. They listen to the people that know what they're doing. And that's
they just don't push you to the limit every single
and that's where you see guys like Bosa, who came off with the same kind of thing last year, come back and obviously the comeback player of the year thing is what it is, but
he gets snubbed
to come back. I mean, you can't snub when Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl, but
good point. But those 15 and
to not get a vote to not get a vote's kind of crazy, because the guy was top 3 in the league in sacks, and he plays more complete football than anybody, and I think that plays on the edge. But
he's the most double teamed defensive end.
So I think, but yeah, that's where But Bosa is a great example of what our team is capable of, and they don't throw you right into the fire. They make sure you just continue to get better and better and better, as long as you're willing to put in the work with them. And that's what's and I couldn't be more thankful and grateful for our staff, because I'm not a very patient person, and everybody's been so hands-on and so instructional, And even when I'm a smart ass to ask why I'm doing something, they have an answer that makes sense. And that's why I buy in. And that's why, I chose to do my surgery with our team and our rehab with our team. And I've been, and, I think these people have saved my career.